In this video, I'm going to read for 24 hours. I'm going to attempt to read for 24 hours. I have already done it, so I know what happens. But this is Bookmas Day 12, so I thought we'd go out with a bang and read Christmas books for 24 hours straight. I had lofty expectations going into this. I had 4 books left on my TBR for this month. I had Krampus, Love Light Farms, The Christmas Tree Farm, and The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. And I wanted to get all 4 read. Now, I'm not going to tell you if I was successful or not. You'll have to continue watching to see. But this is my attempt at reading for 24 hours straight. And when I say reading for 24 hours straight, I mean setting a timer, staying up for 24 hours, and reading as much as I can. So welcome to Bookmas Day 12, and please enjoy the video. Good morning, everybody. It's just coming up on 9:30, so I thought we would start at 9:30 and go until 9:30 tomorrow. 9:28 on the 17th. So I'm ready. I have it ready. And as soon as it ticks over, I'm going to press start. Ah, we have begun. I'm going to start by reading Little Women a bit, because I'm still behind. So today is the day to catch up with Little Women. Very excited, very excited. I read some Little Women. I had some breakfast. And so now I'm going to pick up my first actual book. And I think I'm going to start with The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I've heard mixed things about it. It's supposed to be Knives Out meets Christmas meets romance. All those things sound great. So I'm going to start that. We're about an hour in, just so you know, just so you're aware of what's going on. It's 21 hours left, so I guess I've been reading for 3-ish, 2.5, with breakfast and whatnot. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. Concept. 2 mystery writers get invited to a mansion by their biggest fan for Christmas. We're reading from Maggie's perspective, and it's 2 days before Christmas and the big fan has gone missing. Maggie's pretty sure that it's a test of some kind to see which of the people there can solve the disappearance. She's also convinced that her and, I want to say Ethan, are rivals and she needs to best him. And we're also getting a look at Maggie's pretty sad backstory. She's a woman who is struggling with the events of her life, and Christmas is an especially painful time for her. So she has been in a bad place, and her publisher, agent, person thinks that this is going to be a good experience for her. So that's kind of where we're at with the story. It is pretty Christmas themed. There's quite a lot of things going on with Christmas, like trees and Christmas jumpers and Christmas parties and snowstorms and all that kind of stuff. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it. I'm listening to Christmas music downstairs, so I'm having a good time reading a Christmas book, listening to Christmas music. It's all very joyful. It's very funny. It's written in this kind of conversational style, as if Maggie is telling the story to well, not as if she's telling her story to someone, but it's like a stream of consciousness where she's thinking things out loud. There are a couple of excerpts from a police interview with Maggie and Ethan, so we know the police get involved at some point, although at the moment I do not know why. It's all very fun. It's all very fun and silly, but I'm gonna get ready for the day now at 12:30, getting an early start here as you can tell. So I'm gonna switch to the audiobook for a bit and have a nice time getting ready for life. That's the plan. My friends, we have finished book 1 and it took what, 6 hours? I did read Little Women for a while, so let's say 5 hours to read that book. I loved it. It was fun and silly and romantic and whatever. Ethan is a spot on man. Not a single flaw in that guy. Does that annoy you when men are too perfect? I don't know. What should I give it? I think I'm giving it a 4. 4 feels about right. I really enjoyed it. I don't think I would call it Knives Outy. I think the only reason people call it Knives Out is because it's like a locked room mystery, but that's been happening for so much longer than Knives Out has been happening. There wasn't the kind of twistiness that I expected from Knives Out, and I think one of the really fun things about Knives Out is that you're following a main character who isn't the detective, but then the detective is the one who figures stuff out. So there wasn't that kind of dynamic in this book. I had a good time with it, and now I have to decide what to read next. I might read some more Little Women just as a little palate cleanser between books, because I do, so I probably already said this, but the aim is to get through my December TBR today. And I do have quite a lot of romance on my TBR. So I did The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, but I also have Love Light Farms and The Christmas Tree Farm. And I think I want to break them up a bit. I don't want to read them back to back. So the other book I have is a horror called Krampus. But I don't want to read that really late at night in case it's scary. I don't want to be scared in the night time. So I'll probably pick up one of these two. If I read a book every 6 hours, that's 4 books. And then I can get through my whole TBR. What a goal. What a lofty goal. Hello. How long do we have left? Let's see. 15.5 hours. You see that? I read the first 100 pages of Love Light Farms, and then I went to the shop because I decided that if I was going to stay up all night, I needed snacks and potentially an energy drink or 2. So I got them, but I trod in a puddle. So now I'm changing my trousers. Premise of Love Light Farms. I assume everyone's read it at this point, but Stella owns a Christmas tree farm and some stuff is going wrong. So she appeals to an Instagrammer to come and do a piece about her farm. And in her application, she lies and says, me and my boyfriend opened this farm, to try and make it sound more romantic. And she gets accepted by this Instagrammer, but she doesn't have a boyfriend. So she asks her best friend, Luca to be her fake boyfriend. I'm gonna change my top. I'm gonna change my top. And I can't let you see that. Are you ready? Are you ready? Look at my top. This is Mary Bookmas. It's got a little book Christmas tree. How sweet. Yeah, so she asked her best friend Luca to pretend to be her boyfriend, and he's all on board for it. It makes her uncomfortable because she obviously has feelings for Luca, and they do have a kind of weird relationship in that they are very touchy-feely with each other in a way that I would say you are only with very, very close friends, and some people just aren't at all, but these two are very touchy-feely. It's a very lusty book so far. Every touch, every brush, or every interaction they have is underscored with a "he's so hot I want to fuck him" vibe. I think it's pretty clear that he likes her too. They have just never explicitly spoken to each other in that way, so you can understand why she's convinced he doesn't like her in that way. But it's very cute. Stella is very sweet. Oh, it's very small town vibes, which is quite nice. It's not actually Christmas yet, but they're getting ready for Christmas, so they're doing decorating and they're having tasty food and all that kind of stuff, so that's quite a nice little atmosphere for the book to be set in. All in all, going well. It's going well. Hello. It is like 7:45 and I have nearly 14 hours left, and I am like 100 pages from the end of Love Light Farms, and it's cute. I like it. It did get smutty. It didn't feel as like rewarding as I wanted it to. Like they were craving after each other in such lusty ways that I was expecting more of a climax. Oh my god, I can't say that. I literally can't say that. I was just expecting to feel more satisfied by a final expression of the physical pent-upness that they've been feeling. What else can I say that isn't a spoiler? Okay, so this does remind me quite a lot of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. There is two kind of side plots going on that are almost exactly the same as they were in Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I think this came out first. I think Love Light Farms came out first. Shall we check? November 21. Yeah, because I think August 23. Yeah, so this came out quite a long time afterwards, and there are some not this. Pumpkin Spice Cafe came out quite a long time afterwards, and there are at least two subplots which feel very, very similar. But I'm having a good time. I'm interested to see if there's a third act conflict. I think you could still write this book pretty well without there being one. But I guess we'll see. Hello. It is about 10 o'clock, so we have 11.5 hours left. We are over halfway through. I finished Love Light Farms. It's all done. I finished it. Second book down. I had a good time. but I feel pretty neutral about it. I feel on the positive side of neutral. If this is a scale, oh, why am I bothering with a scale? I'm giving it 3.75. I am more positive than neutral, but I'm on the neutral side of positive. Oh, fucking stupid way to explain it. How do other people review books? How do other people talk about books in a sensible and coherent way? Because apparently I can't. Apparently I can't talk about books in a sensible and coherent way. I don't know what else I wanted to say. I'm going to take my makeup off. And then I'm going to start on Krampus. I'm worried about reading Krampus in the night time in case it's really scary. Because I don't want to be reading a horror at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to start it now. But I might go back and forth between Krampus and the Christmas Tree Farm, because I kind of forgot that this one and the Christmas Tree Farm are both romance books set in Christmas tree farms, and I don't want to read them back to back because I think that's just too similar. It's two similar things happening at the same time. And I might actually not read the Christmas Tree Farm and read a different one and save the Christmas Tree Farm one for later in the month and read a different Christmas romance that I have on my Kindle, or maybe just a different Christmas book in general. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to start with Krampus. At 12 and a half hours in, I'm going to start my third book. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Hello. I have the TV on, so the lighting might change quite dramatically. It's midnight. I have 9 hours left, pretty much. I've started Krampus. I'm about 20% in. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, maybe you expect that from a horror, but it is weird. Krampus is some kind of god or child of a god, and so is Santa. And Krampus has been imprisoned by Santa, but he's sending his minions to try and get Santa's sack because that will somehow free him from his imprisonment. But the main perspective we're getting is from Jesse, who is a kind of down on his luck guy. He's trying to pursue music but isn't doing it very well. His wife has left him and has moved in with another man and taken their daughter with her. He's living in a trailer park. He's doing kind of not open mic nights, but like low paid music gigs at bars and isn't making much money. And one day he comes home and he witnesses Krampus's minions attacking Santa, who it turns out is like well buff and good at fighting. And they get in a fight and Santa drives away, but he drops his sack and Jesse gets it. And the sack is magic, and I think that's all I'm going to tell you. So we have Jesse who has the sack, the minions who want to get the sack to free Krampus, and Santa who wants to get the sack because it's his sack and he doesn't want Krampus to have it because he doesn't want Krampus to escape because maybe Krampus is evil. And then in Jesse's life there's a lot of nasty people, leaders of crime gangs and corrupt police officials. And there has been a fair amount of violence already. I want to complain about it because the thing that happened that I'm talking about actually happened to a friend of mine, and they had a really hard time with it, right? Like they had to have surgery and physical therapy and go to the hospital and have stitches and go back for surgery and all this kind of stuff. But the person it happened to is just like, cool, it hurts a bit. I'm just gonna keep going on with my day. I think I'll be fine. So I find that a little bit hard to believe. It's a pretty wild ride. It's all a bit nuts. It's all a bit nuts. But I'm getting very tired. I'm getting very tired. I don't know if I can get another 2 books read in 9 hours, but I'm gonna try. Apparently I have like 5 hours left of this one. So I'm gonna focus real hard. Much focus and try and get through it as quick as I can. You already wished me luck today. Can't have double luck. It's nearly 3:30. I've got about 6 hours left. I think I fell asleep. So I was reading Krampus and I got about 30% in. And I was struggling to keep my eyes open. So I was like, I don't know, I'll pick up the audiobook so I can just not have to focus quite so hard. And the audiobook is actually quite good. But I was like, right, I'm gonna lie here with my eyes open so I don't fall asleep while listening to this. And I think I did reasonably well, but there was one point where all of a sudden I had no idea what was going on. So I rewound about 20 minutes and got back to something that I recognised. So I think I must have fallen asleep for about 20 minutes. I don't know what the goal of this 24 hours is, so I don't know if that means I failed. I think it's fine. So I refocused and I listened to more of the audiobook, and I'm actually 60% in. I feel like it's a really long audiobook because apparently I have 6 hours left, which means it's an 18-hour audiobook. Does that sound right? I'm listening to it at 3 times speed. I still find it perfectly understandable. What's happened that I can tell you about? There's a lot of animal death. There's a lot of torture. Jesse's had a really hard time of it. He's had a really tough go of it all. He's been kind of forced to pick a side in this war between Santa Claus and Krampus. And I'm no longer convinced that there is a good side to be on. I don't think either of them are perfect. My brain is malfunctioning. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about old gods versus new gods, and I feel like if I was paying more attention, that would make more sense to me. But I've decided to put down Krampus for now. I do want to finish it probably before the end of the 24 hours, but I just want to pick something else up for now. And the 2 things I'm deciding between are The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson and The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I could read The Christmas Guest and then finish Krampus and then start The Christmas Fix. I haven't read Peter Swanson before, but it is a short book, so maybe that would be easy. Well, okay, I'm going to decide and then I'll get back to you. I decided to pick up The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson, and I am like 35% of the way through. Very quick read. Very, very quick. There was a little like introductory bit of this woman who likes to spend Christmas alone, and then she found her diary, and now we're reading her diary from, it's 1989, something like that. And she's an American who gets invited to spend Christmas with this girl in the countryside with her family in their big house. She's in love with her brother, but the weird thing that's going on is that she looks exactly like a girl who was murdered there, and the brother is basically the prime suspect. It's all a bit weird. I don't actually know what the mystery is yet, if there's going to be a new murder or if it's solving the old murder. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of interestingly written. The girl is very rambly. It does feel quite a lot like reading a diary because it's so all over the place. Like, it kind of feels not well written because everything is very two-dimensional and very silly and very trivial. But I guess that's what a diary of a teenage-ish girl is like. Oh, hello. It's a puppy. I'm using her as a tripod. See, this is the puppy. She doesn't seem to mind. But I'm just going to keep going. It's 4:20, just so you know. It's 4:20. There was a twist. I don't know if it wasn't handled well or if I'm just really tired because the twist happened and I had to reread it like 3 times because I didn't get it. Is that me being slow or the book being bad? Sometimes it's really hard to distinguish that. Like, is this me being shit or is this the book being shit? You never know. It could be one, the other, or both. I'm like 70% in now. It's a really short book. It's a really short book. It's nearly 5 o'clock. I wish you could see the puppy. She's so cute. I feel better than I did. I feel a lot better than I did. I felt like shit. And now I feel better. And staying up for another 4.5 hours doesn't seem so bad. So, I'm going to finish this book. And then get back to you. It got weird. It got weird and I didn't get the ending. Not my favourite. Not my favourite. 3 stars? Interesting enough, but not my cup of tea. It's 5:10. 4 hours and 22 minutes left. I don't know. I don't know what to pick up. 4 hours. It's not really enough. I'm just recording silence. I'm literally just recording silence. I'm recording me being on my phone. I don't know what to pick up now. Do I finish Krampus? Oh no, the TV's on. I'm watching Ghosts. I'm not watching Ghosts, but Ghosts is on. Krampus would make sense. Hello. It is 10 to 8. And I have 40 minutes left. I think I was falling asleep again, so I have come downstairs to be upright. Try and stay awake. I'm so near the end of Krampus. I'm powering through it at this point to get to the end. I am enjoying it, but I'll talk more about it later. But it is an okay time. I finished Krampus, and there is almost exactly an hour left. God damn, I'm tired. I'm gonna talk to you about it when I can string thoughts together more coherently than I currently can, because I can't think of words right now. I'm just gonna curl up and read Little Women for the last hour, because that sounds cozy and nice. done, my friends. It is 9:30 on the 18th. It's 24 hours since I started this, and I am going to go to bed and have a nap, and then I'll talk to you once I've had some rest. It's the next day and I am mostly recovered. Krampus. I ended up giving this a 3.5. It was surprisingly darker than I expected it to be, and I think the author's note at the end really helped kind of frame some of the stuff that happened within the book and highlight some of the things that the author wanted to address within the book, and I think they did a good job at addressing the things they wanted to talk about. I think Jessie was a great main character to follow, and you probably won't know who this is, but Isabel was one of my favourite characters in the whole book. I really enjoyed her. So I ended up giving it a 3.5. I'm really enjoying it. So that is the end of the video. That is the end of Bookmas. This is the last Bookmas video. Did I succeed with the challenge? I'm not really sure. Does sleeping for like 40 minutes count as failing the challenge? Maybe it does. Maybe you can tell me. Tell me if I failed the challenge. I did some maths and I figured out that I read 1,168 pages, which is almost a page a minute for the whole challenge. For the whole 24 hours, it's almost a page a minute. I want you to know that I had a good time doing it, that I will consider doing it again. And I hope that you not only enjoyed this video, but that you enjoyed all of Bookmas. And as Christmas is tomorrow, Merry Christmas. And I hope you have a lovely day.